Enemies ahead! Let's go! Let's go!
You're using your computer to buy something or create a new social media account. But before you can do this, you have to pass a test. It's not a hard test. In fact, that's the point. For you, for humans, the test should be simple and straightforward. But for a computer, the test should be at most impossible to solve. These types of tests are called as CAPTCHAs, which stands for Completely Automated Public Turing Tests to tell computers and humans apart. In other words, CAPTCHA determines whether the user is a real person or a spam robot. CAPTCHAs stretch or manipulate letters and numbers and rely on human ability to determine which symbols they are. So, that's what CAPTCHA is. Now let's talk about how does CAPTCHA work. But before that, solve this CAPTCHA to watch the video. CAPTCHAs were invented to block spammy software for posting comments on pages or purchasing excess items at once. The most common form of CAPTCHA is an image with several distorted letters. It is also common to choose from a variety of images where you need to select a common theme like traffic lights, crosswalks, etc. The internet and computer are actually made up of a unique coding language. Computers find it difficult to understand languages because of the strange and intricate rules that human languages take on, and along with the accent that the humans use. So, who uses CAPTCHA? CAPTCHA is used on a variety of websites that want to verify that the user is not a robot. First and foremost, CAPTCHA is used for verifying online polls. In 1999, Slashdot created a poll that asked visitors to choose the graduate school that had the best program for computer science. Students from Carnegie Mellon University and MIT created bots or automated programs to repeatedly vote for their universities. These universities received thousands of votes while others hit only a few hundred. CAPTCHA came into play so that the users could not take advantage of the online polling system. Another use of CAPTCHA is for registering forms on websites such as Gmail or Yahoo, where people can create free accounts. CAPTCHAs prevent spammers from using bots to create a plethora of spam email accounts. Ticket websites also use CAPTCHAs to prevent ticket scalpers from over-purchasing tickets for large events. This allows legitimate customers to purchase tickets fairly and keep scalpers from placing thousands of tickets. Lastly, web pages or blogs that contain message boards or contact forms use CAPTCHAs to prevent spammy messages or comments. It does not prevent cyberbullying, but it does prevent bots from posting messages automatically. Earlier in this video, we talked about how does CAPTCHA work, but does it really work? Unfortunately, as technology and hackers become more advanced, their scamming tactics are getting smarter day by day. While CAPTCHA is safe for the most part, cybercriminals have begun incorporating CAPTCHA into their false or fraudulent websites to make their scams more believable. Let us consider an example on how a cybercriminal can trick the internet users. The scam can contain some intriguing messages on your newsfeed like Apple has done something useful after a long time, or Intel releases a new processor which is better than AMD. Quite intriguing, right? We will definitely click on these links to read the whole article. But the cybercriminal will need you to enter a CAPTCHA code and you'll be redirected to the landing page. At this time, a virus takes over your account or your PC. Now let's see how CAPTCHAs can prevent from scammers. CAPTCHA has a variety of applications for keeping websites and users secure. These include protecting email addresses from scammers, protecting website registrations, it protects from online polling, it can protect against email worms and junk mail, it prevents dictionary attacks, and it prevents comment spamming on blogs. Earlier in this video, we saw why CAPTCHAs were created. Now let's see the history of CAPTCHA. The term CAPTCHA was first used by the computer scientist at Carnegie Mellon University in 2000. While the acronym makes sense, the Turing test part may be unfamiliar. Now let's talk about the Turing test. Alan Turing, who is known as the father of modern computing, proposed this test as an experiment to see if machines could think or appear to think like humans. The Turing test is based on initiation. An interrogator asks two participants a series of questions. One of the participants is a machine while other is a human. The interrogator does not know which one is the machine or which one is the human, and he tries to guess which participant is a machine. If the interrogator fails to figure it out, the machine has passed the Turing test. So that's what the Turing test is. In simple words, a machine should be able to convince a human that the machine itself is a human. While CAPTCHA is meant to trick machines and create a test that only humans could pass, this test was created in order for the CAPTCHA application to present a variety of CAPTCHAs for different users. Another reason why CAPTCHA is seen difficult for computers is the visual component of the CAPTCHA. Because the symbols are in an image format, which is more difficult for computers to scan an image with text, especially when the text is distorted. Humans can look at the image and detect patterns more easily. In addition to visual patterns, CAPTCHA also comes in an audible format for a visually impaired person. In some case, CAPTCHAs may ask a reader to interpret a short passage of text, then it will prompt the reader to take a short quiz of the material. Okay, now let's talk about how you can keep your CAPTCHA codes secure. If a website needs a proper protection from scammers, it is recommended to use a CAPTCHA. But there are a few extra measures to take when you are using any CAPTCHA code. Number one is using a secure image. Images should be distorted randomly when presented to the user. With minor distortions, the image is more vulnerable to automated attacks. The second method is by using unique captchas. If every site used similar captcha codes, hackers could catch one and create bots that would bypass this test. This particular captcha. That's why it is important to change the type of captchas every so often and avoid common mathematical equations like 1 plus 1. Instead, try using integral calculus if you want no one to visit your website. The third method is by using script security. In addition to making sure your images are unreadable by computers, you should also ensure that there is no easy ways around the script level. This includes a system passes the answer to the captcha as plain text as the part of a web form. A system where the solution to same captcha can be used multiple times. It's best to avoid any captcha scripts that are found freely on the web as there are more vulnerable attacks. The final one is accessibility. CAPTCHAs need to be accessible for every user. In this regard, CAPTCHAs cannot be based solely on reading text or choosing images. It is important that the users have the opportunity to opt for an audio CAPTCHA if needed. If a website or blog owner uses to forego the use of CAPTCHA, then they would have significant problems with spam registrants and comments on a daily basis. Many spammers and spam software look to find cracks in the system in order to hack your websites. According to a survey, humans have about 80% success rate of solving any CAPTCHA, but machines only have 0.01% of success rate. Therefore, it is beneficial to use a CAPTCHA in order to keep your website safe. While the idea of creating your own CAPTCHA sounds ideal, we don't recommend creating one because of the many failure models that you may run into. We recommend using a website that creates ones for you, such as reCAPTCHA from Google. In order to keep your device safe in addition to CAPTCHA, be sure to download an antivirus to stay secure. So I guess that's all for this video. Thanks for watching and hope you guys liked it. Comment down below your thoughts and suggestions for our future videos. And if you are new to this channel, a sub would be massively appreciated. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.